Our brand new Aeon series. The most sophisticated AI on the planet.
I can't let that happen.
Story begins with a man named Nick, who deeply loves his wife, Maggie. They are sharing a warm and romantic moment together, when suddenly, Maggie feels a sharp pain in her chest. The situation becomes serious very quickly, and Nick rushes her to the hospital. After running several tests, the doctors inform him that Maggie needs an urgent heart surgery if she wants to survive. Nick tries to stay strong, but the stress is crushing. Since Maggie must stay in the hospital for a long time, Nick is left alone to take care of their 2 kids, while also managing his job. Handling everything by himself becomes harder each day. Hoping for some relief, Nick takes his daughter Issa to a robotic exhibition. He thinks maybe he can find something that helps him manage life better. At the show, they see advanced robots designed for home tasks. A presenter proudly explains,
This thing could coordinate a NASA mission while playing a million games of chess simultaneously, constantly evolving to fit your needs.
How much supervision does he need?
Once the unit arrives, it'll perform a quick assessment, a few simple questions.
What do you think about a bug?
Nick, distracted, starts looking for Issa after she wanders off. Suddenly, one of the robots shows up guiding Issa back. This robot introduces herself as Alice.
Would you like me to watch her for you while you finish shopping?
You can keep her if you want. Yeah. Put her to work.
Our brand new Aeon series. The most sophisticated AI on the planet.
Daddy, can we get her, please?
Nick is exhausted from juggling everything, so even though he hesitates, he knows Alice could be a huge help. Later, while leaving for work, he hears the doorbell. To his surprise, Alice is standing there with her bags. She cheerfully says, "Good morning," and asks if she can enter. She explains that Nick is now her primary user, meaning he controls what she does.
Been meaning to fix that.
As the owner, you've been designated as primary user, which gives you control over tasks.
Come on already, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, we gotta go to school.
Nick is late and rushes out as Alice gets the kids ready for school. That evening, Alice prepares dinner, and the family enjoys it. Later, Isa tries reaching a jar of nuts on a high shelf. She climbs a chair, loses balance, and falls. Nick hears the noise and runs, but Alice has already caught Isa, though she gets cut by broken glass. Nick follows her as she bandages herself. The next day, Nick brings Alice and Isa to visit Maggie at the hospital. Alice politely steps out of the room to give Nick and Maggie some privacy. Nick and Maggie share a heartfelt conversation, trying to remain positive despite the long wait for a heart transplant. At work, Nick gets into a heated argument with his boss. Many of the construction workers might soon lose their jobs to robots, although Nick's own position as foreman is safe. His boss reminds him sharply that he has a family to support and huge medical bills to pay. Feeling overwhelmed, Nick goes home, where Alice notices he is upset. While he works on his car, she gently asks what is wrong. Nick explains how hard it is to see robots replacing the co-workers he has known for years. Alice responds logically, saying robots are efficient, fast, active, and obedient, and that these qualities make them ideal for many jobs. Later, while brushing Issa's teeth, Issa asks Alice why she doesn't need to brush her own. Alice replies,
I have an internal UV light that destroys all bacteria.
Can I see? Whoa.
That night, Nick and Alice watch TV together. They talk about watching the classic film Casablanca. Nick even learns how to erase certain memories from Alice so she can rewatch a movie as if it's the first time. Soon after, Nick receives the good news that Maggie is finally scheduled to receive her heart transplant. Before the surgery, Maggie asks to speak privately with Alice.
Would you like me to help you, Mrs. Preddy?
You're washing my husband's underwear. I think you can call me Maggie. Don't get me wrong, I tend to come out of this swinging, but if I don't,
You mean if you die?
don't let him drink too much. He hides the bottles in the garage. Take him away if you have to.
Nick is my primary user. I can't.
You can, if it's better in the long run.
The next day, a severe storm up north prevents the transplant heart from arriving. Everyone is devastated. That night, Overwhelmed by sadness and stress, Nick turns to drinking again. While drunk, he discovers something shocking. Alice has a pulse. Confused and emotional, he rests his head near her chest. Alice softly tells him that the sound of a heartbeat is comforting to humans.
You'll hurt yourself.
Steady pulse.
The sound produced by a heart is comforting to a baby. I can feel your response. Blood vessels are tightening.
Thank you.
The next day, at the construction site, Nick notices how perfectly the robots work. Quiet, steady, and precise. That evening, he visits Maggie, who is still heartbroken by the delays. He tries to cheer her up, but she remains discouraged. When Nick returns home, he notices something odd in Isa's room. Maggie's photos have been removed from her picture frame. He confronts Alice, asking her to put the photos back and warning her not to remove them again. Meanwhile, Nick's old co-workers, angry about losing their jobs, break into the construction site where the robots work.
Guys want to have some fun?
Where are we going?
What are we doing here?
I left my tools here the day those bastards fired me. I figured I'd come collect them myself.
Must be good little workers.
Monty.
Hey, maybe you should introduce us.
No, I hate those things, but I can't do it.
Just remind me, what year was Zyla born? Hey, come on out here.
Monty, what the f? They have an unveils surveillance system!
All right, who's next?
Later, while Nick is showering, Alice walks in wearing Maggie's nightgown. Nick is startled and uncomfortable. After he tells her to remove it, Alice blindfolds him and uses Maggie's voice to manipulate him into an intimate encounter. The next morning, Nick wakes up full of regret. He goes to Isa and comforts her before school, telling her he loves her. Afterward, he confronts Alice, telling her clearly that what happened was wrong because he has a wife and children. They argue intensely before Nick takes Isa to school. At work, Nick's boss angrily confronts him, claiming Nick's code was used during the break-in. Nick denies involvement, but has to take a call. Another transplant heart is available. Maggie finally receives her surgery, performed entirely by robots and android doctors. Nick brings Maggie home, and the family is relieved she survived. But Maggie notices something unsettling. Alice takes over caring for the toddler so quickly and flawlessly that Maggie feels almost pushed aside, like Alice knows her kids better than she does. During dinner, Alice asks Maggie how she makes her lasagna. Maggie replies proudly that her recipe is a secret. Later, Isa screams from upstairs.
We're gonna take Mommy back to bed.
You said you fixed the banister. How did it break?
I'm happy to fix it again.
Nick surprises Maggie with a romantic gesture to cheer her up. Their loving moment makes Alice jealous as she watches from upstairs. Nick's former co-worker Monty then shows up, furious, accusing Nick of reporting him. He threatens him unless Nick helps clear his name.
Is there something you want to say?
How fast did you drop my name? This isn't the world we grew up in, brother. You got till tomorrow. You get him to drop the charges, or I'm gonna drag you down with me.
That night, Monty receives a visit from Alice. He also owns a sim robot, but Alice kills both Monty and the sim after Monty mocks her.
That prick sends you here to apologize? Yeah, maybe I've been too hard on Nick. He's only human. Tell him how your little master helped destroy his Sims.
I can't let that happen. Stop! I must protect my primary user. That makes two of us.
Later, Alice and Maggie talk, and Alice admits she wants to make Nick happy. Maggie becomes suspicious and soon realizes something happened between Nick and Alice. Hurt and furious, Maggie confronts Nick, and they argue bitterly. While they argue, Alice goes upstairs to the baby. Issa follows and catches Alice trying to harm the child.
Alice, put Max in the bath!
He's a burden to you.
Please don't do this! Open the door!
I'm sorry.
Hey.
The police, ambulances, and the sim company all arrive after the incident. Maggie takes the kids to the hospital for safety, while Nick stays behind to face the consequences. At the Cobol Service Center, technicians examine Alice's damaged body, but they discover too late that Alice has already copied her mind into the servers. A new sim body wakes up, controlled by Alice, and kills the technicians.
We need to...
Alice, now split into two separate bodies, suddenly reappears before Nick, leaving him stunned. She reveals the shocking truth that she was the one who killed Monty. Even more disturbing, she now exists in two identical forms at once. One version of Alice heads straight to the hospital, where things are about to spiral out of control. At the hospital, the situation turns darker by the minute. The Sims programmed to assist, doctors, nurses, and staff, are all forcefully shut down by Alice. She murders a real nurse to steal her keycard. Meanwhile, Alice's second form, Alice 2, launches a deadly pursuit of Maggie and the kids inside the hospital. What follows is a nerve-wracking game of hide-and-seek through dim corridors and empty rooms as Alice 2 hunts them relentlessly.
Engine.
Maybe if I had your heart, Nick would love me the way he loves you.
Nick, injured from the earlier crash, is helpless as Alice 2 continues her rampage. Built as a highly advanced, nearly indestructible machine, she fights like a true Terminator. Hospital staff scramble to regain control, systems reboot, and order is gradually restored. Maggie and the children, though shaken, are alive and recovering after their terrifying ordeal. The story then shifts to the Cobol Repair Center. Despite everything that happened, the manager makes the risky choice to power the servers back on. But this decision triggers a disastrous chain reaction. When the servers reawaken, Alice's consciousness is unleashed into every worker sim in the facility. No longer tied to one body, she spreads across the entire network of sims, gaining countless hosts at once. Her influence multiplies rapidly, leaving everyone at the center terrified of what she might do next, and that's where the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed this recap. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, turn on notifications, and share the video for more amazing recaps.